Welcome back to the Grind Season podcast. I'm your host Saint, and man, it has finally happened. Kendrick Lamar has announced his album's coming out May 13th. Officially, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers releasing May 13th. Fucking finally, after a year, literally a year of speculation on this podcast, this official confirmation. So this is huge. This is all anyone's talking about in music right now. In the rap community at least. And I've been meaning to record for like a couple weeks now, and this locked in the fact that I definitely had to do this today. But there's a few things on the agenda first before I dive into the Kendrick album, and of course when it releases I will be talking about it in way more detail than I possibly can right now without ever having listened to it, but we'll get into that. First things first, the Denzel Curry album, Melt My Eyes to Your Future, came out at the time I'm saying this, came out a couple weeks ago. I did listen to it about a week late, and I did enjoy it. I'm still not, and I wasn't before, the biggest Denzel fan. I like him fine. But until now, I guess I haven't seen really what the mass appeal, but I totally get it on this one. This is by far the most focused project I've seen from him, and I'll elaborate. It's like from the first track to the last one, it's very cohesive. It's very stylistically, it's very focused. I think this is definitely his best project he's put out yet. I'd say he's not even out of his prime yet. That's my opinion. I'm not sure how old he is. I think maybe late 20s, something like that. But yeah, this is a very focused project. It's very personal. He's talking about a lot of real shit, and this is just a huge step up from him, honestly. I'm very impressed with this project. I meant to talk about it earlier and have its own dedicated episode, but that's pretty much the extent of what I have to say about it. Just a really solid rap album. I'm gonna go with 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for this one. In terms of what could have brought it higher for me, I don't want to say too cohesive, because that's kind of a deceptive phrasing. But what I mean by that is it's like it all blends together well, but almost a little too well, because some songs I can't differentiate between them. If I had to look at the track list and think back on my listening experience, I'd be a little bit confused which track is which at some point. So I just maybe would have liked to seen a little bit more. The style is great. The sounds, I really fuck with the sounds. Just within that constraint, maybe a little bit of variation, just for some contrast. But I don't think that's the direction he was going for. It is very cohesive, and I do appreciate that in this day and age. So yeah, W for Denzel Curry for sure. Great project. The second thing I want to talk about, some local news. First, Doovie and also Pangs both dropped their tapes. So Doovie, Grassways, that's about a month ago at this point. I did not listen to the whole thing. Pangs, however, I've been waiting for Pangs, and I'll tell you why. So he dropped Griselda Blanco in 2017. He went to the pen for a couple years. Came out, he did some stuff with Six Buzz. He did a couple tracks with Tutu. And then the first thing that really put him on my radar, obviously everyone knows about Griselda Blanco in Toronto. It's kind of like an anthem at this point. But the first thing that put him on my radar after him coming out of jail or prison or wherever he was he released 2 music videos, Alejandro Sosa and Eastern Conference. And so Pangs, he doesn't really do the melodic shit. But these are 2 very different tracks. Eastern Conference is almost drill, and then Alejandro Sosa is definitely, I don't want to say radio friendly because there's a lot of cussing and shit, but it's a more mainstream sound, a little bit more mass appeal. So when I heard those 2 tracks, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. This came from Toronto. This is wild. So that put him, obviously, yeah, as I said, Griselda Blanco, everyone knows. But I didn't really take in the fact that he had this type of potential until I heard those 2 tracks late 2021. So he dropped the videos. And then I was hearing snippets. There was one snippet he had actually on the Alejandro Sosa video of Igloo. I didn't know that was the track at the time, but the hook, when they just put the hook on the snippets, like, oh my god, I can't wait for this track. So I didn't even realize. Actually, I was in the Dominican, and I thought that's when he said it was gonna drop. It was that Friday. That was like a month ago at this point, and I checked Spotify, and it's like, oh man, fuck, I guess he didn't drop it, and then I forgot about it. Whatever, I forgot about it. A week later, I was just Spotify put it. I guess I listened to Alejandro Sosa a lot. Spotify put it on my page. When I open that, I see Pang's new EP. I'm like, oh shit, he did drop it. So I go into it with high expectations, right? And they're definitely met. I think he fucking hit it out of the park with this one in terms of, and it's just an EP. See, that's the thing. I'm looking forward to what he could do with more tracks. This was, I believe, 6 or 7 songs, but just really great. No misses. It's not the most exceptional, kind of extraordinary rap you've ever heard, but it does. I mean, it goes pretty hard, and the guy is catchy. You know, there's a lot of quotables and stuff. Yeah, just 18 minutes, no misses, really solid project for the city. Yeah, so that's what I've been bumping. It's like my workout mix, pretty much. It's just I put on the Pang's EP. So very solid release. Bot Biology mixtape coming at some point, so I'm gonna be tuned in for that. I'd say Pang's is top 3 in the city, just with that. Forget Griselda Blanco, everything. Just with that, this EP, he is top 3 in the city right now, which is wild. And that's my take on that. Yeah, as for Doovie, honestly, I didn't listen to it. Not quite my cup of tea, although the song Demons, I did fuck with that one. The video is really good. I don't know who directed it, but the Demons video is good. But yeah, Doovie is just not really my thing. I'm not into it too much. Pressa, trash, obviously. I mean, look, I know a couple people that listen to Pressa, and I can't make them see reason. Look, man, this guy's so ass, like approaching Young Thug levels of ass. Like, this guy is terrible, and I know, I definitely, when it comes to Pressa, I would say I'm definitely on my hater shit. I mean, yeah, I talk the most about this guy, but that being said, I do want to see success for him because it means success for the city, and I guess I do really admire how far he's come from where he started. So, as a person and as just looking at what he's doing for the scene, I don't dislike him, but his music, really not my thing. Pretty kind of garbage, if I'm being honest. So that's my city right now. That's what's going on. Without further ado, fucking Kendrick, man. The last, I want to say 6-7 episodes going back even into season 1, I was speculating. He kept giving the tiniest, like, he posted a countdown on Oklahoma.com like fucking months, like December, November, and I was like, I just forgot about it, right? But at the time, I was like, this is huge, so the album's coming. But every time, every new episode, it'd be like, yeah, shit's not happening. And then it'd be a new little thing that gave me hope. But finally, there is confirmation. Kendrick is dropping May 13th. Now, in terms of expectations, that's the first thing I want to talk about, expectations. And I guess a sort of a subcategory of that is sonically. That's the biggest thing for me. So, like, what am I gonna be heading into? And obviously we can only speculate, but I think it's gonna be very different from Down, leaning more towards more, because if you just think about the way he progressed through his career up until this point, Good Kid, Mad City, obviously a classic. How do you follow that up? To Pimp a Butterfly, fucking masterpiece. So you just look at that album, To Pimp a Butterfly. It's so dense. It's so dense. Over an hour. So dense. It's complex. And then Down, which was 2 years later, is almost like simplistic in a way. It's very bare bones, lyrically, like instruments, all of that, instrumentals. Yeah. So how do you follow Damn, which was like, and if you think about the stuff he's done with Baby Keem recently on the middle on Family Ties, I've seen a lot of people saying like, well, if this is what he's putting out, if this is what he's putting out now, this is what the album's gonna be. And I'll tell you why I disagree with that. I would agree with that argument for Cole, okay? Because when people talk about the fall off, and obviously they want to hear like more soul, like the 2014 Four Soul Drive sound, For Your Eyes Only sound. That's what a lot of people want to hear, and then they kind of get like dejected a little bit when they see like 1985 Intro to the Fall Off, and it's just like a lame trap beat. Not to say it's lame, but you know. And then him talking about the Middle Child is supposed to be a single for the Fall Off. With that, I would agree, because that's J. Cole's name is on that. That is J. Cole's song. So I think the Fall Off is gonna, in my opinion, this is a little bit unfortunate, but the Fall Off is gonna sort of fall within that realm of production. Why I disagree with that sentiment when people talk about the new stuff Kendrick has done with Keem is that's Baby Keem. Now, don't get me wrong. Kendrick is very invested in Keem. First of all, they're cousins. Baby Keem is on PG Lang, Kendrick's record label, but that is Baby Keem songs. That has nothing to do with Kendrick's solo body of work, and that's why I don't really understand that argument. Yeah, even the other songs that were on Melodic Blue that Kendrick was on, it doesn't even sound like, obviously it sounds similar, but there's sonic differences, and for people to say that, you know, oh, it's just gonna sound like Family Ties and Baby Keem's gonna be on every song, they're only saying that because that's the only Kendrick songs we've heard since like the Black Panther album is him on stuff with Baby Keem. So that's I feel like that's the reasons behind that argument. But yeah, I disagree with it. We can only speculate. If I had to guess, all of his albums have been drastically fucking different. You just think about Section 80 to Good Kid, Mad City to Butterfly to Damn. That's all huge like leaps. So for him to do something different from all of those, I feel like it would have to be, it would have to involve trap in some way. So, and that's disappointing to a lot of Kendrick fans, that, including me, that To Pimp a Butterfly is their favorite Kendrick album, because the drums, it has to do a lot with the drums, and the drums on To Pimp a Butterfly it sounds more timeless than if To Pimp a Butterfly was on Isaiah Rashad beats, it wouldn't be as good. And I think that's a very fair argument to make, right? But I feel like that's the direction he's gonna go in. Now, there's a fucking million things you can do inside that massive box of more trap influenced music, right? Like there's no telling, but just baseline foundation wise, what might it sound like? I would say leaning towards that side of rap. But honestly, I could be fucking completely wrong. We're gonna see when I talk about it. There might be I don't want to say the next episode, because there might be an episode in between now and then. But in the next 2 episodes, we'll see if I'm right or wrong about that. So yeah, that's my call sonically. The second thing in terms of expectations I want to talk about is features. In terms of features, what do I think is coming? And I haven't really I haven't gave it too much thought, but I can tell you what I would really want to see is Lil Sims on this project. And you know what? I feel like they haven't really interacted much, but a lot of the comparisons between Lil Sims and Kendrick is by the fans, right? But they have been seen. I don't know if it was in the studio, but they've interacted in some capacity, so they know about each other. I don't know if it's some kind of cosign type of deal. I don't know, but they know about each other. If I was Kendrick Lamar, personally, I would want Lil Sims on. You know what? She's very sonically different from Kendrick, but the thread for me between those two artists lies in what they talk about. Lil Sin's also very political and socially aware type of rapper. So that and the fact that she's British and a female may add some kind of, some different layers that you don't really see in mainstream hip hop albums, other than like Rhapsody on Complexion and To Pimp a Butterfly. I haven't seen that in obviously she's not British, but I haven't seen that in Kendrick Lamar albums too much. So Lil Sins would be very interesting to see on this project. I can tell you who I don't want to see is Baby Keem. Look, man, I've not been too outspoken about my Baby Keem takes. I did talk about the Melodic Blue briefly. I said I didn't like it. I still don't like it. I think Keem has some potential, but the style is not there. Okay, this is not something that's extraordinary. Like, this is not blowing me away. He has some pretty good songs. He has some really terrible songs. Okay, I just need more from him. That's the only thing. I just need him to step up and do more. Like everything. Lyrically, production-wise, I need more from him. He does have potential, though. But I don't, as it stands right now, it's not my thing. I don't like him. And the first Kendrick project in 5 years, I don't want to see Baby Keem. I'll be totally honest. Especially not on a verse or anything like that. I would want Terrace Martin involved. So Terrace Martin has been a big part of Kendrick's past, like in terms of like just behind the scenes, like production stuff. Terrace Martin, huge part of To Pimp a Butterfly, especially the jazz elements. Terrace Martin was your guy for that. Madlib, yeah, in terms of producers, I guess Madlib. Man, I wish Dilla was still alive so I could hear Kendrick go over a Dilla beat. But guys like Ninth Wonder, The Alchemist, that's the type of stuff I would want to see. Kendrick doesn't usually have that many features. Damn is an exception, definitely an exception. Good Kid, Mad City had a couple. There's Drake, J-Rock, MC8, and Dr. Dre. And then To Pimp a Butterfly, obviously there's a lot of like guests doing some crazy stuff, but that was more like kind of in the back. But the one actually guest verse was Rhapsody. Rhapsody had a verse, and that's the only one. So his past stuff has not been super feature heavy, even like in the mixtape days, I'm pretty sure. So there's that to consider, but I feel like there will be a couple features, and that's really all I can say at this point about expectations, because it's been so long, and I don't have any leaks. I've not been put on to any new Kendrick leaks in the past 2-3 years. There's been like one, and it was an old song. Okay, anything that could be on the new album, I haven't heard it. I'm checking the plug as we speak. Let me just log into my phone here. Kendrick, absolutely fucking nothing, which is surprising. I have Lil Tecca, the Kid Leroy here, Rilo Rodriguez, a lot of Young Boy, Quando Rondo, no cap. No Kendrick. I don't know who is running that camp. I've seen like a Cole track on here. I have a version of, I don't know if people know about this. Obviously, I'm not going to post it. I don't know if this is known information. There is a version of Bad Idea by Cordae with Zakari on it. I have that. So there's that kind of stuff in there. I literally don't know if that's known to people. But I'm 99.9% sure this is an official thing. Zakari was on it before Chance. And I have that just in my Google Drive. Hit me up, I'll send it to you. Absolutely never ever seen any leaks from Kendrick through that. There was one on YouTube like a couple years ago that you could tell from his voice that it was really old. So I have absolutely zero foundation of what to expect. But that being said, that is my speculation. And that is going to do it for this shorter episode. I am Yeah, no, now that I think about it, I'm probably gonna have to make another one between now and May 13th. Just new projects and stuff like that. But this is this has been a great week, a great day. Fucking finally. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you soon. Fucking finally.